Hello, Professor. So we are again into discussion with CoCubes and Rohit from CoCubes. So he's basically the national lead for corporate alliance team from CoCubes. So he'll be discussing about the job scenario in the country as of now after the pandemic and how things have changed in the country. So hello, Rohit. Welcome to
Hey
the
Munish,
video.
thank you so much.
So Rohit, so we get a lot of questions from our student on a daily basis, which are mostly about jobs or sometimes about CoCubes, because there are a lot of unemployed students in the country due to the COVID that happened, right? So the most important question that we have for you is how has the job market changed after COVID or the pandemic? Because the most of the major bulk or the chunk has gone now and it's stable. So how's the job scenario now?
So I'll agree to an extent, but I'm saying when this pandemic started, I think we were also worried about this unemployment, which is definitely not a scenario as of now. The hiring, the way it has happened in the last couple, I think last 6 months, it has given a very strong messaging and it has given a very positive message altogether. Look, what has changed because of this pandemic, say, or you say whatever, maybe it's because of a more of a realization point of view, the job market has become slightly more detailed, slightly more dynamic. When I say detailed, how do I define it? Corporates, HRs, talent acquisition teams, they have become more peculiar about the profiles they want to offer. Now, earlier they were like investing a lot of time into mainstream hiring. Now what they have done is they have actually bifurcated the hiring into two parts, mainstream and the premium profile. Because in premium, they are okay shelling out more money, but they are getting ready-made candidates. They are getting more like prepared candidates. So this is how I defined detailed hiring. And dynamic, what I'll say ki, I was speaking to a lot of HRs these days. I was speaking to HR of Bajaj Auto a few days back, and they want to venture into tier 2, tier 3 campuses. Some of good tier 2, tier 3 campuses who are into top 100 NRF ranking, top 50, and they want to venture these students. So they are not restricting themselves to tier 1 or maybe their like regular campuses. They want to explore it more. So that's how it became more dynamic. And your preparedness for the job will depend a lot these days.
Okay. So now one thing that comes to us from students is initially, if you remember, when you were into B2B
Yeah.
and there was no login page. So when I was in my college, I couldn't go and give CoCubes directly, right? My college has to give me the login ID. But now I think you have moved on to B2C and as well, and now the students can go and directly apply for CoCubes, right?
100%. And I think this is for me. This is less of a question than a feedback. I will take it as we have ventured into this B2C, and I think 18 months back, and we are actively involved into B2C probably for the last 5 months, for the last 6 months, and we are doing it well. So on our platform, when the students will go to www.cocubes.com, they'll directly get a click there. Like they can click on book CoCubes and they can directly book the slot. And it takes not more than 15 seconds. We have ensured that we remove all the hurdles whatever students were facing right now, and the process has become really smooth, and we have ensured candidates experience there
That's really good. I mean,
yeah,
so now candidates can go and apply for CoCubes
easily. And I'll again repeat, that's not more than 15 seconds job for them. It's a very easy process now.
So now, talking about giving the exam, so can you name a few companies or the top companies which hired, let's say, after COVID started until now, the top companies or the best companies who's hired the most number of candidates from CoCubes?
Look, I will not try, and I'll not try to give you a vague number because I'm personally involved into a lot of these practices. So I can tell you, after this pandemic started, I think I was speaking to one of your team member, and he said we are about to complete 1 year of pandemic on 23rd of this March of this lockdown, and if I have to count from starting from 23rd March until now, we would have created close to 315 or 320 unique opportunities for the students,
Okay.
which includes names like HSBC, which include names like Adobe, which includes names like Shobha Developers for Civil Branch, which includes names like Darwin Bock, IHS Market, a lot of companies. And I was doing some research for our internal purposes, and our average package before and after pandemic has gone high by maybe 23% or 24%. Earlier, our average package used to wave around 3.7, 3.8, which was at par to any tier 2, tier 3 median salary, which has now gone up to 4.06, 4.07, or maybe 4.2 also in some cases.
So the highest package was, I think, from Adobe. That was 30 LPA.
That was precisely 32, which
32
includes
LPA.
some variable components, which includes some fixed component, but it was precisely 32, I would say.
So now another question is, so we get a lot of queries from a mechanical or the civil branch student because they gave a lot of exams, but they somehow end up into an IT job wherein they are not confident because they never learned coding and they actually want a core job. So if I want you to segment the companies hiring via CoCubes, so how do you segment them into BPO jobs or into IT or into core mechanical jobs? So what percentage is the segment?
That's a good question. And fortunately, I would have a very precise data for that also, because for our internal restructuring, we did some analysis around that. Let's suppose if we do 100 companies for the sake of discussion, if I have to take this number, out of 100, definitely close to 40 to 45% will come from ITES and product firms. 20 25% will come from non-tech, like a sales profile, BPOs, KPOs, some of high-end analytics profile, something like that. That will take the number to 70, and like we'll have close to 20 to 22% who will come and say, look, I want to hire mechanical student, I want to hire civil student, I want to hire biotech, I want to hire electrical, and the last 7 to 8% will hold companies like for MBA, HR, and finance typical profile. Like KPMG is hiring very aggressively on our platform for the last 20 days, and they are hiring for typical MBA finance profile at a salary of 7 LPA to 10 LPA. So this is how the breakup looks to us.
So in our previous discussion with one of your team members, so we got to know that what CoCubes actually does is, let's say there is a mining company in, let's say, Dhanbad,
Yeah.
right? And let's say they want to hire mechanical engineers. So you place the students and you try to, place students in a way, let's say I'm from Delhi, a core Delhi guy, and if I am placed into a core company in Dhanbad, I'll not be comfortable working there. But what CoCubes does is actually place someone who's very near or in the closest proximity of Dhanbad. You give him the job opportunity and he's going and working in Dhanbad. So that is one good thing, because when you actually talk about core jobs, so you have to deal with the laborers as well.
Correct.
You managing
Yeah,
that. So
yeah,
you have
yeah,
to deal with the local people, local brokers and all. So you being a local or you being a native there, so it becomes rather easy for a mechanical or a core student to manage his job as well.
Look, it's other way around. I would say ki rather than student not comfortable going from Delhi, it's about the HR process also. Look, they have a historical data. Let's suppose if a company based out of Dhanbad, or if a company based out of Chhattisgarh, Bilaspur, Bhilai, and if they hired 10 people in the past, how many people ended up joining from which all regions? So this data help us understand ki what all regions they will be comfortable. And we have designed our platform in such a manner that any student can apply the filter of a region. Let's suppose if I am a student based out of Chhattisgarh and I don't want to go to Bangalore. Let's suppose I have a phobia that I don't want to go to Bangalore and shell out more money. I will put up a filter of like Mumbai, Nagpur, and I'll only see the companies based out of Mumbai, Nagpur. So that's how we ease out the process for the corporates as well as for the candidates.
So we have talked about the highest paying job. So which is the company which is hiring the most from CoCubes? If we talk about the numbers, like the company which has hired the most during the last 1 year.
I think last 1 year KPMG has come to. I think KPMG has hired thrice. More than KPMG, I would say that Capgemini has come like this. Capgemini is again live on our platform. This is the fourth time they have come and hiring basis our CoCube scores on the platform.
Okay. So now, one question that I have again is, so this is one question that everyone is asking to us. So there are a lot of candidates who are still unplaced. Could be a 2019 pass out, or 2020 pass out, or a 2021 pass out who's looking for opportunity. So what do you think is the best way to get a job currently? I mean, which domain should he prepare for, or what are the exams, or which are the companies that he should focus more on?
Like I'll not try to give this answer in an orthodox manner, and I'll not say ki come and take CoCubes and get placed. I will definitely not say that upfrontly. I'll say ki first of all, if they're still unplaced, because you being a part of this PrepInsta team for the long time now, you would also realize last 3 months there have been a hiring spree. lot of companies have come and hire, and if they are still unplaced, they need to take one step back. They need to have a thought process clarity now. Okay, where do you want? Where do this see themselves 1 year from now? Whether they want to become a, and getting into an IT job is can't be an answer, because look, as I said in my very first point, the entire hiring industry has become detailed and dynamic. They need to understand ki what in IT, data science, machine learning, web developer, what? And then apart from, after like taking this first step, then they need to upskill themselves. They need to go back, they need to scratch their fundamentals again, they need to just prepare themselves, and then they should come and take exams like CoCubes and all. So then only CoCubes can help them. If someone is not scoring 20% in aptitude, whether he or she takes any exam, we may not be able to help. So I would again say, if they're still unplaced despite of these lot of hiring happening in the market, they need to take one step back.
Okay.
And then take CoCubes or whatever exams they're looking.
So now when we're actually talking about taking CoCubes, so let me talk about that. So let's say I have a job. Yeah. A question from students. So let's say I have a job, 3.5 LPA, 4 LPA. How would me giving CoCubes help me? I mean, should I give CoCubes if I already have a job of 3.5 LPA, 4 LPA?
Okay, I will again try to answer it in a corporate manner. So last couple of months we were like slightly occupied with appraisals. Everyone who works is like curious to know what all appraisal percentages they will get. Let's suppose if someone start their career at 3.5, if I take a typical average like appraisals happening in the IT companies or whatever companies you take an example, if they grow at a rate of 10 percentage or maybe 20 percentage, from 3.5 to 5 LPA, they would need to spend 3 years in a company. Sure. Do you agree? So, and I would say, rather than if they can start the career at 5 LPA, in the similar time, they can reach to 7. Okay. If you will compound this over the next 30 years, because if you start your career at the age of 23, you would be working for the next 37 years. This would compound a huge manner. I would say, if you are already placed at 3.5, you should not constrain, you should not restrict yourself. You should come to the platform and you should look for high-end jobs. And as I said in my very second answer, I would say our median salary on our platform is 4.2. If someone hired at a salary of 3.5, you should come and upgrade his package at 5. And I told you the importance of starting your career at 3.5, then starting a career at 5 LPA. So for someone who is already placed, and I will not say that's giving our assessments is a must, but I'm saying it's definitely a very innovative idea, like to come and give the assessment and get their packages enhanced on our platform.
Okay. So now another question is, some of the candidates are like, sir, I have already given CoCubes. I had good scores in, like, let's say there were 5 sections. So I did pretty well in 4 of them. In one, mine was like average or below average. And I'm not getting much of opportunities from CoCubes. So could be a reason sectional cutoff is also important while giving CoCubes?
Too much, I will tell you. So I'll tell you 2 scenarios. Someone out of it, our total marks is 800. Out of 800, someone scoring 700, but having 20% in quantitative aptitude test versus someone scoring 600, but evenly distributed score, maybe 35-40% bare minimum, evenly distributed. I would any day say 600 is better than 700.
Okay. That even depends on WET, the written English test, or any coding or any psychometry test which they might have to give, right?
Psychometry, you can't say ki good or bad, because psychometry is psychometric. It depends upon the profile company is looking for. But WET, coding, like there are certain cognitive is something which is mandatory. Even if someone is looking to hire a sales guy, they will look for a basic cognitive. They may not look for a very high cognitive score, but a basic. So few of the sections like cognitive, WET are the must to score well. Number 1. Number 2, if someone is if someone is from a mechanical civil student, if they want to get into the domain field, then for them aptitude and domain becomes very, very mandatory to have. So it depends upon their aspiration. Again, I would say any score can be good, any score can be bad, but it should be directly proportional to your aspirations.
Okay, so what if someone has already given CoCubes and let's say he couldn't score well in WET? So after what time period or what is the cool-off period wherein he can go and apply for CoCubes again?
Look, on our platform, the cool-off is 7 days. Well,
Okay.
after 7 days, he can come and he can buy and he can retake that assessment. And we have the subsidized rates because we want to help people taking that assessment again. So we have a subsidized rates for that, and that's like a very heavily subsidized, maybe 40%, 30%. He can come and buy that. But I would personally suggest like 7 days are not enough to realize, introspect and prepare. He should ideally take 2-3 weeks time to come and retake the exam again.
So even I have a point here. So we PrepInsta belonging to the preparation end of this. So I personally also believe that if you did not score well, you should at least take a time of 1 month, I would say, to prepare, because you can take time. You're spending money, it's your money, but spend it wise, right? Take some time, prepare yourself, and then go and give the exam, because sectional cutoff is very important. So if you think he's weak in a section, he should definitely give it time and then give it again, right?
Correct. Agree.
Because the scores are valid for 1 year or more, I guess.
Scores are valid for next 1 year. So you understand one score can get you, and if you scored well, 30 opportunities. So you don't take scores are scores. You take scores are directly proportional to 30 opportunities.
Number of interview calls that you get.
That's how this is so much of critical for anyone.
So I just want to understand. So once someone has a good score, so he'll basically go and apply on the companies which are coming directly via CoCube score. So he can simply apply for it and he'll get interview calls. There would also be companies which directly sends mail when he has a good CoCube score, and they directly filter out students and send them that you are eligible for the job opportunity and you can come and give the interview.
That doesn't happen very often, because on our platform we have what we do is we do not float these emails and links without the student's consent. Okay. Because we may not know which company he is interested about. Sure. So what we do is we actually float that JD to everyone. Okay. And we let people show the interest, and whoever has showed the interest, we will share the scores with the corporate, and that can happen 1 year from now also. So that's how we operate.
Okay, so it was really amazing connecting. I mean, we got to know a lot of points. First thing is you can now go and apply for CoCubes directly. So we'd also share the link. So on your behalf, we'll post it in the description of the video itself. And you also said that there is some subsidized rate for the students, right? So we'll also help the students with the coupon code if you provide us with that. Apart from that, as you said, there are a lot of companies which are supposed to hire. I mean, they are hiring, and definitely, I believe once the on-campus drives are done, CoCubes would be rather more active with off-campus drives, right?
That's a very natural trend of an off-campus hiring. We are in this space for I think more than 10 plus years, and what we have observed after April, you will see a lot of companies reaching out to us for an off-campus hiring, and you will see a lot of companies going live on the platform. So after this month goes away, you will see the flow of companies becoming 5x or 6x on our platform.
So another thing that we understood is, so even if you have a job, you should not give up like, let's party, let's chill, and I already have a job, so why would I study? But definitely the metrics that you gave, 3.5, and then it takes 3 years to make it 5, and then it will take, long time to make it a 7-digit salary. So definitely you should go, prepare properly, give exams, try for higher paying companies, because as I can also see that there are companies like 7 LPA, 8 LPA, 10 LPAs which are frequently active on CoCubes. So one should definitely go and apply for them, because it's hardly one single test, a preparation for a month, I would say, then one single test, and definitely interviews. He'll go for interviews, and based on his luck, he'll get selected for the company.
So I will not say that they should skip party. They should continue doing party, but they just need to realize the extremities of starting their career at a higher salaries. And this is my honest appeal to the students who could not make it to the tier 1 colleges when they were passing out of the school. For them, this point becomes even critical, because they could not make it to some IITs because they could not solve 2 mathematical question or 2 physics. So they should not get punished for their entire life. And this is the way by which they can negate that part, by starting their career at a higher salary. So, and I'm saying they should definitely not stop chilling, and they should not stop doing partying, but I'm saying they need to not deviate from the focus, and they should try to start their career at as high salary as they can. This is a very, very critical point, which I always mention in my student presentations whenever I go and meet students.
Another thing that I saw is, like, let's say if someone is from tier 1 college, or let's say the prime tier 2 college. So he'll definitely have companies coming to his campus and he could go and apply for it. Let's talk about the tier 2, tier 3 and tier 4 colleges. So definitely if they can prepare, they can definitely go and give CoCubes, and they can also apply for the same companies which are actually only visiting the tier 1 colleges, right?
That's I think that was the original vision behind founding CoCubes as a firm in 2000, I think 7, 8. So that was the original, that's for a vision. Okay, why should we restrict like students basis their campuses, basis their location? That's our original vision.
So that is what I mean. Anyone can go and avail the opportunity.
Anyone at any package. They should just they just need to score well on our platform, show the character in the interview, showcase their skill, and they can get hired at like 20 lakh also, 30 lakh also, 10 lakh also, 3 lakh also. That would depend upon their ability.
So that is definitely a very amazing thing. I mean, if you are from tier 3, 4 college, you should definitely prepare and give CoCubes. Definitely PrepInsta will be guiding you with the preparation, and then also, providing you updates if anything that is needed. So I think that's enough for this video. I mean, we have actually discussed a lot of points. If you still have any questions for us, you can definitely post it in the comment section, and we and also CoCubes team will definitely, help replying over there, right? So we'll definitely be replying. So definitely go and check out the links in the description. There is an amazing coupon code from CoCubes which you can go and avail while registering for CoCubes. And thank you so much guys for watching the video. Thank you so much Rohit for connecting with us and helping the students.
Even bigger thank you to you Manish for like getting this conducted, and to all our viewers I would only say whether you take CoCubes or not or do whatever, that's absolutely secondary, but I wish all of you a rocking placement season ahead, and I wish all of you a good placement happening. Like, thank you so much Manish.
Thank you.